Hello to my lovely air signs and welcome to this, your early February predictions, overall energies. We're going to have a look for the Geminis, the Libras, and the Aquarius. Happy birthday to all of the Aquarius that are out there. I decided to make this an extra special reading for the Aquarius today because today is my birthday. That's right. I am recording this on my birthday. So before we get started, a couple little housekeeping things. I apologize for the surroundings and the background. I also apologize for the sirens going by. I also apologize if my camera happens to go in and out. As I've mentioned before, I do not edit. I may have to pause to reset my camera. I have been experiencing some technical difficulties. I am traveling at this time, so please excuse the hiccups, but I did feel it was really important to get these videos out to my followers because there's some pretty important energies coming up right now. February moving into March and April of 2023, there's a lot of really powerful stuff coming in. So what else do I need to do? My disclaimers. I am not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a certified financial advisor. So anything that you see or hear in these videos, which may be construed as specific advice to you, remember that these are general readings. You have free will. Please take anything with a few grains of salt. Use your free will and make a decision that is in your highest interest, in your best interest. All right, now let's get started with the Geminis. So 3 readings, timestamps below. Each of the readings is going to have 6 cards. We're going to look at where you're at now. We're going to look at what you are focusing on for February 1st to the 15th. We're going to look at some difficult influences. We're going to look at, this makes sense. We're going to look at unexpected influences and your general overall outcome for the first 15 days of February. Gemini, let's get started. All right. Gemini, where are you now? Gemini, first, well, this for the you are here now is actually, end of January. Where are you now? That's interesting. Okay. So you can see we have a card that decided not to go back into the deck. Let's have a look at what you are focusing on, Gemini. What is your focus for February 15th through, or sorry, 1st to the 15th? All right, let's have a look at your difficult influences. And for those of you who haven't been here before, I do leave all of the cards face down so that I cannot jump ahead in the reading. All right, and that way it helps with the predictions a little bit more, because sometimes what'll happen is I'll turn over 2 or 3 cards in your reading. I will begin to make a few predictions, then I will turn over the remainder of the cards. And quite often when I do that, there's confirmations that come up. And so that helps people really, really get in touch with their readings. And I just think that it works a little bit better. I do also work with a number of different decks, as you know from my past readings. So we're now looking at This Makes Sense for You, Gemini, February 1st to the 15th. Whoa, okay. We've got about half the deck that's decided to come out and one more card that jumped. So the card that jumped separately, we're going to take that card for sure. And then with the smaller portion of the deck that all jumped out at once, we're going to see if there's another card in here for you. What makes sense for the Geminis for the beginning of February 2023? Do we have another card here? All right. Let's try shuffling just a little bit differently. No, there's nothing else coming up for you, just the one card. let's have a look at your unexpected influences. Getting called back over here to the fairy deck. Unexpected influences for Gemini. Early February. Oh, we got one. Anything else? Okay, we've got quite a number of cards coming out for you and your unexpected influences. But I do have two separate cards that have jumped out. The first card and the last. So we're going to go with that. All right, general overall outcome for the Geminis. Let's see, where are we going for that? We're actually going back over to the fairies. Lots of fairies want to talk to you right now, Gemini. All right, general overall outcome for Gemini. Oh, all right, we've got a whole lot of cards coming out here again. All right, anything else? Nope. All right. Let's see. At the moment, we've got 7 cards here. See if we can narrow that down. Oh, there we go. Just a minute here, because your card really went flying. Okay, Gemini. Now that I've picked your cards up off the floor, let's get started with the actual reading portion. Where are you at now, Geminis? Ooh, you've got the High Priestess. Trusting your intuition, are you? I love it when this card comes out. This is a card of such positivity. It's a card of making decisions based on trusting your intuition, not those snap, oh my God, decisions that that can be made sometimes. It's also a reminder to tap into your intuition via meditation. The High Priestess does not do things out of anxiousness or anything like that. This is actually a good card for you, Gemini, right now. And this is where you're at now. Like I said, I apologize for all of the reflections, and no, having a mirror behind me is one of the worst ways to record a video, but unfortunately, it's just the place that we've rented while we're here. Okay, getting back to your reading here, Gemini, the High Priestess is a really positive card. It's where you're at now. You are not making those snap, unexpected decisions. You're not making decisions out of anxiety or frantic anticipation. You are thinking things through, and this is a really good place to be in. Let's have a look at what you are focusing on for the first part of February. Geminis, we've got vast vistas, expanding your horizons, as well as being protected by the angels. Now, the vast vista card can indicate some travel for some of you. Yeah, I'm actually picking up that for some of you Geminis, there's definitely going to be some travel coming up for you. But given that you have the High Priestess as to where you are now, and the High Priestess is all about getting in touch with our intuition, trusting our intuition, the Vast Vistas card is also about expanding our horizons as far as our expectations. And as far as our manifestations, you know, what are we trying to manifest? And so this is what you are focusing on right now, my Gemini friends. And for some of you, this will be physical travel. And if it is, it means that you are going to be protected at this time for your travels. But it's also about expanding your horizons by going deep within in a meditation, expanding your horizons as far as what you see, not always believing everything that you see and hear in the physical world. Always understand that there are things going on below the surface. And I think that that's more to the point between the High Priestess and this Vast Vista card, I think that that's more along the lines of what's coming in for you right now, Geminis, is that you are really, really starting to recognize and acknowledge that everything is not as it seems. And as you have this sort of awakening to the fact that not everything is as it seems, and you go deeper within your own intuition, there's going to be this awakening. Now, an awakening can feel uncomfortable. And I think part of this is coming up for you. Gemini are twins, so they do represent a duality. And the age of Pisces was also about duality, right? It's represented by two fish. Gemini is represented by the twins. And so this transition into Aquarius can feel a little bit uncomfortable. However, it can also be really beautiful as you tap into your intuition, as you have this awakening and recognize that things are not always as they seem. This card here, the Protected by Angels card, is letting you know that you are protected. And even if some of this feels a little bit uncomfortable for you, recognize and acknowledge that this is the way of the future. Let's have a look at your difficult influences. Okay. Difficult influences right now, you've got the Two of Swords or the Two of Clouds as represented in the Osho Zen Tarot. This card says schizophrenia on it. And what this card is actually indicating is that right now, you feel like you are suspended between two cliffs. If you let go with the feet, then you're going to be dangling by your fingers. If you let go by your fingers, you're going to be dangling by your toes. And so there's really one choice right now. Let go with everything and trust. The fact that you have the High Priestess, which is all about trusting your intuition, protected by angels, trust that you're protected. You're being told to expand your horizons right now. This card in your difficult influences is because you're still holding on to both of these cliffs, and you're not meant to still be holding on. You're meant to trust, let go, and see where life is going to take you. There is a second card here in your difficult influences, Gemini, and it's the Innocence card. This card is the equivalent to the 19 card in the traditional tarot. I believe this corresponds to the moon. Unfortunately, I don't have my little cheat sheet with me. Let me just really quickly see if I can determine which card this corresponds to in the traditional tarot. I don't have all of these memorized yet. Okay, this card corresponds to the Sun card in the traditional tarot. Now, the Sun card in the traditional tarot is considered to be a very positive card. The sun will come up tomorrow, all of those things. But this is in your difficult influences. And being read next to the Two of Swords in your difficult influences is, again, with this card, you're not trusting that the sun is going to come up tomorrow. Okay, you've lost that childlike innocence about anticipating what's coming, right? And instead, you're living in this sort of fear. You're holding on for dear life to the old way of doing things. Okay, and you're being called based on the High Priestess and the other cards that have come up for what you're focusing on. You are being called to let go, move into the future, start to experience all of life with this childlike wonder. You know, you've got this old sage sitting here, and he's just looking at a praying mantis on his finger and just admiring the innocence of the praying mantis as it climbs around on his hand. Okay, you're being called to do that. As this is in your difficult influences, it just means that you're struggling with this a little bit. It doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. It's just reminding you to push through this. Okay, what makes sense right now, right? Your heart guardian comes up in your this makes sense right now. Okay, let yourself be loved and love others. Okay, again, I'm going to come back to this Two of Swords, this schizophrenia card. If you are holding on to the old way of doing things, the old way of life, my Gemini friends, then you're not allowing love to flow. You're not living from the heart. And so this card makes sense in this reading because as you move into a more heart-centered existence, as you move into living your life from the heart, instead of living the life from up here all the time. And again, guess what? The heart guardian in this deck is the equivalent to the high priestess in this deck. So you've got a whole bunch of confirmations coming in here. Tap into your intuition. Your intuition resides in your body, namely in your heart, not in your mind. Okay. Let's have a look at your unexpected influences. Oh, wow. Unexpected influences. You've got the moon and you've got the renewal card. The moon card represents letting go of worry and fear, powerful, intuitive epiphanies. Really powerful, intuitive epiphanies. And you've got the high priestess, which is all about intuition. Look at that, Gemini. You are really, really being pushed. February 1st to the 15th, you are really, really being pushed towards your intuition. The renewal card is all about reviewing the past and the present so that you can move into a bright new future, having learned from the past and the present. This is your unexpected insights for February 1st to the 15th. Release the judgments of yourself and others. They are based in the past. Move into the future. Your general overall outcome is the Seven of Spring, which is also known as the Seven of Wands. This is saying that you need to be assertive. Do not back down right now. You need to stand up for yourself. All right. Intuitively, psychically, what I'm picking up for you, Geminis, with this outcome is that by February 15th, as you are awakening all of this intuition, this love, this coming from a different place, as you move into this, you are going to start to feel resistance from those from the outside, from those who are not experiencing the same awakening that you are. And this card is a reminder for you to stand in your power. You know that the times they are changing, so to speak. And you know that in order for you to be successful and abundant in the new way of doing things, you need to grow. You need to come from this place of love and intuition. And anybody that's not going to be there is going to cause resistance for you. And this card is reminding you, don't let them influence you. You are so powerful right now, Gemini, with what's coming in. Don't back down from what you believe in. All right. Okay. Thank you so much, my Gemini friends. I hope to see you again in the middle of February for another reading and predictions video. If you do like what you've seen here today, if it has resonated with you, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. All right, we're going to move into the Libras. Let's tap into the Libra energy right now. All right, just one moment. Okay. Cleanse and clear each of the decks, and we're going to move into Libra. One more time, I know having a mirror behind me is the worst thing I can do for making a video. It just happens to be the place I'm renting. I apologize. Okay, Libras, where are you now? I am getting called to the fairy deck. Where are the Libras now with regards to their energies? So the where are you now card really taps into, end of January energy, the first 2 or 3 days of February. Let's see. All of the Libras out there. Okay. Oh, all right. So we had one card flip over and come out and another card jump out at the end. So we'll take them both. Just a reminder that I do leave all of the cards face down until I am ready to read that specific card. This way, I don't have an opportunity to jump ahead or read ahead. And it helps to confirm some of what comes out in your readings. Okay, I've just pulled the what are you focusing on now, Libra? We're going to move into your difficult influences. Difficult influences. All right. I just got told, nope, not that one, this one. I could actually see the back of this card, the back of these cards. Okay. Difficult influences for the Libras. I think we're going to have two cards here for you, Libra. Have a look at what makes sense for you right now. February 1st to the 15th, what makes sense for the Libras? We've got one card. Didn't go on the floor. I managed to catch it. All right. Unexpected influences. Where are we going for our unexpected influences? I'm being called to two separate decks here. Just a moment. Unexpected influences for the Libras. Okay. Anything else? We do have two. Three cards of unexpected influences for you, Libra. And general overall outcome. Anything else? Okay. Libras, where are you now? Oh, interesting. Okay. So one of the cards that you got right now is the Seven of Spring, which is also the Seven of Wands. Incidentally, this was the general overall outcome card for the Geminis this month. So any of you Libras that have Gemini in your charts, this makes sense. Okay. Seven of Wands. This is asking you to be assertive right now and not back down from what you believe in. Okay. This card indicates that you may be being challenged a little bit in your beliefs and where you're at right now. You also got the Nine of Winter, also known as the Nine of Swords. This makes sense. This is a card of imagining and thinking about the worst case scenario, doing the disaster thing in your mind, and allowing things to really get blown out of proportion. So it makes sense that you've got the Seven of Wands right next to it, where you're being asked not to back down from what you believe in. Okay. Oftentimes when our beliefs are challenged, we do have the propensity to head into that part of the brain that gets caught up in that, oh my God, the worst thing's going to happen, right? So this is where you're at now, Libra. Let's have a look at the cards for February 1st through the 15th and see if you're going to be coming out of this sort of conflicted type of energy. What are you focusing on? You're focusing on morality. that makes sense. If you're caught up in your, oh my God, worst case scenario, if your beliefs are being challenged, it stands to reason that you're focusing on your morality. I'm going to just say, let's see, I'm going to pull a clarifying card for that. What can Libra do to get out of this morality card? This morality card is the Queen of Swords in the traditional tarot, or the equivalent of it. This is a card of, believing that I'm right, you're wrong, that kind of duality, and so on. Oh, gee. And the clarifying cards for this is 2 more swords, the 9 of Swords and the Page of Swords. So Libra, you guys are really caught up in this sword energy, where you're being really, really kind of logical. I've got pop-ups coming up, sorry. You're caught up in this logic, you're caught up in this duality of I'm right, you're wrong, my way or the highway, anxiety, nightmares, unhappiness, changes of view, challenging thoughts, pretenses of mental clarity when in reality, okay. What's coming up for me with all of this conflict, you've got 3 swords cards in your focus, okay? You're showing indications, Libra, of some conflictual energies right now here at the end of January, going into February 1st through the 15th. You're showing all sorts of being caught up in believing everything that you see and hear on the surface. There's no opportunity for intuition right now. There's no opportunity for anything or anyone to change your mind right now, Libras. And I've got to tell you, you guys are balance, right? You're supposed to be balancing things out, and I'm not seeing in the cards that you're in this balanced place right now. Now that may be because your energy is adapting to this new age, the age of Aquarius, which we are going into. We have been transitioning into the age of Aquarius for almost 50 years, but you know what? Time's up. Age of Pisces, bye-bye. We are moving into the age of Aquarius right here, right now. There's no stopping it. There's no transition anymore. And I think that that's where this not feeling balanced is coming in. Let's have a look at your difficult influences. Oh, goodness. You have more swords. Now you've got the 4 of Swords coming up. You've also got another page coming in, the Page of Pentacles. Difficult influences represents the 4 of Swords is rest, recuperation, working on your problems. And because this is in difficult influences, this is telling me that you're actually not working through the problems right now. You're letting the problems fester. The Page of Pentacles, the Pentacles, the majority of time represent money, financial abundance. And so this is in your difficult influences as well, which is an indication that you're not being motivated. Both of these cards indicate a lack of motivation right now. All right, Libra, what makes sense? Move beyond ancestral patterns. Makes sense right now, right? What you are caught up in, duality. Morality is all about duality. I'm right, you're wrong. You've got 2 more swords cards here, also indicating anxiety, nightmares. The only place that anxiety is going to come from is from within your own mind, going over and over again, rehashing the past. So it makes sense Oh yeah, you've got more duality coming up here as well. And you've got an indication that you're stuck in the past by this lack of motivation right now. So it makes sense that you ended up with the Elder card, which is asking you, reminding you to move out of these ancestral patterns. Didn't I just say you want to move out of the age of Pisces? You want to get into the age of Aquarius. The age of Pisces is ancestral energy. Shift it out, Libra. It's got to, you've got to let go of it. Unexpected influences. Okay, this is good. This is good. This means that by the middle of February, things are going to be turning around for you, Libra. You need to work through this stuff. All of this sword energy, you're going to have to move through in the early part of February. By mid-February, you have got the Strength card, you've got the Justice card, and you've got the Queen of Autumn, which is also the Queen of Pentacles. Remember what I said, the Pentacles suit almost always represents something that has to do with abundance, usually financial abundance. So let's have a look at these cards. In your unexpected influences, you've got strength. You've got the inner strength in order to be able to get through this first part of February. Push through it, learn, let go of the past. You've got the Justice card. The Justice card is asking you to pay attention to the details, and this is your forte, Libra. Weigh the pros and the cons. That's what the Justice card is about. It's about finding that balance in things. Fair and objective decisions is all about justice. You've got the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is being practical. It's the ability to be able to make anything better. Okay. These three cards in your unexpected influences really, really, really are telling me that by the middle of February, Libra, things are going to be turning around. They're going to be really, really beautiful. Oh, of course. So your outcome, you've got three cards for your outcome come February 15th. You've got the Success card. This is the Six of Wands. You've got the Nine of Cups. A little bit of laziness still coming in there. But, you know, this guy looks pretty chill. He looks like he's relaxing. He's not feeling anything, you know, no stress, no anxiety, no dualities. Neither one of these cards represents any kind of duality. And the last card that you have in your reading today is the equivalent to the Ten of Pentacles. We are the world. This card, Libra, is telling you that if you can move through all of this sword energy, if you can move through this duality, if you can move beyond the ancestral patterns, let go of the past. This can also mean not just on a big global metaphysical scale. This can mean move through the past of whatever's been holding you back in a relationship. Move through the past energies that have been holding you back with regards to job and career. And the world is your oyster. This is such a positive card to leave off this reading come February 15th, Libra. The world is your oyster. You've got so much opportunity. But in order to be able to achieve that and get to that, let go of the past. It's no longer serving your highest good. The patterns that were in the past are not, they're just not serving you. All right, we're just going to tuck all of these back in, and we're going to move into Aquarius. To do one more card back in that deck and over here. Okay. Aquarius, Aquarius, happy birthday to all of the Aquarians out there. Some of you will have already celebrated your birthdays. Some of you are moving into your birthday season. So from me to you, Happy birthday. Let's get started. Let's see where you are at now, Aquarius. Where you are at now is kind of the end of January type card. So just a reminder, I do leave the cards face down. I don't turn them over until I'm actually ready to read them. And that way, if I start making predictions partway through the reading, and then the cards come up and confirm the predictions, it kind of reinforces the whole reading, brings it all together. All right, what are the Aquarians focusing on? We've got your where are we now? What are our Aquarius focusing on? Oh, gee, we have a whole bunch on the floor. Okay, Aquarius. Now I have all the cards picked up off the floor. I do have 5 cards here that have come out for what are you focusing on, February 1st to the 15th. Let's see if we can narrow that down a little bit. The intention isn't to read 5 cards. It's supposed to be 1 or 2 cards. Yeah. All right. One more shuffle. Stop. Nope. Okay. Let's have a look at your difficult influences right now. Difficult influences. Nope, we're going over here. Okay. Again, we've got just a ton of cards that have come out of the deck all together. Let's see if we can narrow this down. Difficult influences for Aquarius, February 1st to the 15th. Let's narrow this down. That's definitely one. Is there anything else? Anything else for Aquarius in difficult influences? Yeah, you know what? Well, Aquarius, apparently the cards don't want to talk today. I am getting called to pull another card for you for your difficult influences, but there we go. All right. What makes sense? What makes sense? Oh, and again, we have a card on the floor. Okay, unexpected influences for Aquarius. Unexpected influences for Aquarius, February 1st to the 15th. We almost had another card on the floor. All right. Let's have a look at outcome. Okay, fairies want to come out and talk to you again, Aquarius, for your general overall outcome for February 1st to the 15th. Oh. All right. Nope. Not that one. All right. And again, we've got 4 cards. Almost lost it. Okay. We've got it. Okay. Aquarius, interesting. So this video is for all of the air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Aquarius, go back and watch Libra, or sorry, go back and watch Gemini. Gemini had the High Priestess as their "Where Are You Now" card. So do you. The High Priestess represents trusting your intuition, getting in touch with your intuition, understanding where your intuition comes from, how it speaks to you, and really, really tapping into your intuition in order to be able to make your decisions. This means you're not making rash decisions. You're not jumping in with both feet. You're actually sitting back, tapping in and going, okay, what do I need to know right now? Okay, that's where you are at right now, Aquarian friends. Let's have a look at what you're focusing on. Interesting. Okay. So as I mentioned, there are 5 cards that have come out. I will read them in the order in which I turned them over. So the first card is for some of you, Aquarius, is you are feeling like you are an outsider right now. You feel like you're, this small child, and you're looking out onto the world. This actually is not unexpected. And the reason this is not unexpected is because 2023 is when we are actually going to fully shift into the age of Aquarius. We've been transitioning into the age of Aquarius for the last 50 or 60 years, but we're actually moving into it full bore this year. So it stands to reason that some of the Aquarians may be feeling like a small child that's being left out in the cold. And the reason is that we're moving into your age. And for some people who are not quite ready to step into their own power, it causes them to feel like a small child. Now I'm going to read the second card in your focus. It's the 9 of Swords. This is a card of feeling sorrow and feeling, this is kind of like another card in the tarot is the Hermit card, and this is kind of a secondary Hermit card. It's about pulling back from the world and feeling some sorrow. Okay, looking back at the past and going, oh, I've got a few regrets. Okay, so that's kind of where some of the Aquarius are focusing. So having said these first 2 cards, which may appear not to be super, super positive, as we move deeper into February and into your energy, you've got the 2 of Cups, which is a really, really positive card. It's called the Friendliness card in the Osho Zen Tarot, and it's all about people getting along. And it doesn't matter if they're different. So you'll notice that you've got 2 trees here. They're sharing the crown of their trees, and we know that if they're this close together sitting on Mother Earth, they are also sharing water and nutrients, and they're friendly despite the fact that one is yellow and one is red. So this is an indication, Aquarius, that as we move through the first part of February 2023, you may start feeling like an outsider, but ultimately you're going to move into this 2 of Cups energy, or this friendliness energy, where there's really this push of being a part of something. That makes sense, because the next card is the participation card. This is the 4 of Wands. This means that as you move out of feeling like an outsider, maybe February 1st to the 3rd, you might move into a little bit of sorrow. You may hermit yourself a little bit as this energy feels a little bit itchy and scratchy. It's kind of like putting on a scratchy wool sweater first thing in the morning. It drives you nuts for the first hour, and then gradually you get used to it and you recognize that that wool sweater is keeping you nice and toasty warm, and then you want to go out and meet up with your friends. You're going to begin to participate in life more, Aquarius, in the first part of 2023. And guess what your next card is for focus? Celebration, the 3 of Cups. Not a bad reading. Not bad for what you're actually focusing on. And guess what? You also have 2 consecutive cards here. You've got the 2 of Cups and the 3 of Cups. Both of those cards, read in that order, are super, super positive. You'll also notice on this card that you've got the triple goddess connection on this card for celebration, which means that, so in this card, you are celebrating duality and friendliness and diversity, and you're getting even deeper into celebrating diversity, getting into this triple goddess energy, which is part of the ascension process into the age of Aquarius. Let's have a look at what your, oh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Your difficult influences right now. What did I say this card is the equivalent of? I said that this card is the kind of like a secondary hermit card. You got the hermit card. Come on, Aquarius. I can't make this stuff up. All right, in your difficult influences, you did get this aloneness card, which does represent the hermit card. This was also the card that came up as part of your focus for the beginning of February 2023. What this is telling me is that if you are not able to pull yourself out of this so that you can move forward into this as far as focus goes, right? This is meant to be temporary. Then this difficult influence of the hermit card could come in to, you know, take another couple of swipes at you during the month of February, Aquarius. So what this is telling me is that, you know, maybe 5th, 6th, 7th of February, you may be in this energy. Do everything in your power to get out of this. And it does show me in the cards that you have the capacity to get out of this energy by participating in life. If you allow yourself to sit in this energy, then this is going to challenge you. This will be a challenging energy for you. But this card, the Four of Wands coming up, is telling me that you have the power and the energy to be able to move out of this month. The other card that you have in your difficult influences, it makes sense as well as the shapeshifter. Transform and unveil your gifts. This is challenging for you at this time because you have this hermit energy here. So you're not unveiling your gifts. Instead, as your gifts are emerging and presenting, instead of singing from the hills right now, Aquarius, you're going into this energy and you're going into this energy. So it stands to reason that this unveil and transform your gifts is in your difficult influences. But when these two cards disappear, this is going to be your future. All right, let's look into your this makes sense. This makes sense. Get ready for new horizons. Okay, again, Aquarius, please go watch the Gemini reading as well, because I'm telling you, the parallels in your two readings are absolutely astounding. I can't get over how many things are very, very similar. Get ready for new horizons, faraway places. Aquarius, this card has two meanings. One is travel. There is a possibility of travel coming up for you in the very near future, Aquarius. This is talking about physical travel, okay? I'm an Aquarius, as you guys already know, and I'm currently traveling. That's why I have a mirror behind me and some pretty interesting decor. Anyway, I'm traveling right now. So this makes sense. But I said this card has two meanings. The second meaning on this card, get ready for new horizons, is not just physical horizons in the sense of physical travel and going and seeing new things, you know, standing on the cliffs of Dover or something like that. This is also about new horizons with regards to our intuition. As we awaken our intuition, as we tap into this, as we begin to celebrate in our lives, then we have the ability to see things through different eyes, see things from a different perspective. And that's what this card is telling you to do right now, Aquarius, at the beginning of February 2023, see things from a different perspective. Oh, are you kidding me? The Strength card in unexpected influences, Guess who else had the Strength card in Unexpected Influences? Yep. Okay, so yeah, Strength card. Strength card, you currently have the inner strength in order to be able to overcome this stuff. Power of kindness and forgiveness. That's part of the Age of Aquarius. All right. General overall outcome for the Aquarius is the Princess of Spring, which is also known as the Princess of Wands. Time to go after your dreams, do something that expands your horizons, and let your creativity take flight. Aquarius, here we go. This is your year. I got to tell you, beautiful, beautiful reading for you, Aquarius. Thank you so much for joining me. I greatly appreciate all of you being here. I'm going to have to go in and put some notes in for the Geminis. I have no idea how to edit. I don't know. If any of you guys know how to edit, maybe you guys can help me out, because I did Gemini's reading first, having no idea that almost identical cards and meanings were going to come out for you, Aquarius. I need to somehow let the Geminis know that they need to watch the Aquarius reading as well. The similarities and the parallels are just absolutely beautiful. But that's part of the energy of Age of Aquarius, right? We're all going to come together. I don't know. Are we all going to sit around a fire and sing Kumbaya? I don't know what the future holds, but definitely tapping into the High Priestess and the energy of intuition, diving deeper into that intuition so that we can all go after our dreams. We've got the strength to be able to do that right now. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this video, please subscribe, like, and tell your friends. And we'll see you in the middle of February for your next reading. Bye-bye.